Hello and welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. This episode today is sponsored by Matt Wagner with Oxenus Partners Wealth Management. Matt and his team specialize in strategic investment and financial planning. With over 70 years of combined investment experience, they will find a solution that is best fits your investment needs. Call Matt today, 812-725-8649. That's 812-725-8649.
You do that very well, but you're not. It's a good thing you don't do it for a living.
I would probably be better if I read it multiple times before I did it, but, hell, I'm working on it, man. I mean, geez.
Not like you haven't had time this week.
It's one of those funny things. I'm not much of a reader, as you all know.
What?
So it makes it a little difficult at times when you're trying to read things.
Just speak from the heart, Scott.
That's all you got to do. I probably would be better off talking about Matt when I speak from the heart, because Matt is actually my financial advisor. So he is super trusted. So I appreciate everything that he does, and especially right now in what we're dealing with the market being down, he's been real good about, hey, this is this, we've got to deal with this way and this way. And so I know he's put a lot of hedges on people's accounts and things like that. So it's a nice to feel comfortable with the people that are handling your money. So,
yeah.
So
that's a way better introduction, by the way, than what you read.
Screw you, hippie. Today also is kind of a little bit brought to us by Oak and Eden Finished Whiskey. So the fellows at Oak and Eden, we're going to send you a couple of bottles to try on the air, and tell us what you think, that type of thing. So he sent us two different renditions of what they have. One is the Wheat Spire, which is a fired French oak barrel, finished with a French oak spire in the bottle. And then the other one is a Bourbon Spire, and it has a toasted oak spire in the bottle, which if you've not seen Oak and Eden, it's kind of it's a neat looking bottle. What would you call this shape? I mean, Matt, maybe you can help out with that, but it kind of looks tall and skinny, kind of reminiscent of like a larger, better looking bullet bottle maybe.
That's an interesting way to describe it.
And then
somewhere between Bullet and Angel's Envy.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, if you took those two and married them, that's exactly what you would get.
Be an awkward baby, but listen.
If they had a baby. The other thing is that if you've not seen these bottles, and go out and look them up, they've got an actual wood spire in there that they use for. It looks like a flavor adjunct, where basically it's finished with that specific type of spire or oak barrel or whatever it is that they carve it up, and it's in there, and it's kind of neat. And
they have a flavor spire.
Yeah. A flavor spire, yeah.
Yeah, and they have the full story on their website at oakandeden.com, so you can actually see that and go through the process of how they actually create these spires.
Right.
I feel like I'm going to be playing with this bottle, trying to move the spire around, and the cork's not going to be on it one time. It's just going to go flying everywhere.
But yeah, it's one of those things where you like to kind of flip it around and see what that spire does.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of neat.
I foresee slightly intoxicated Matt playing with this bottle, and the lid's not going to be on it.
Trying to get the spire.
Yeah.
Trying to get the spire to go through the neck.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have not tried either one of these.
Yep.
No, not yet.
So I think this is going to be interesting for us to be able to get our initial reactions of what we actually think, and hopefully it would be something that we all enjoy.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Now, Scott, can you kind of run down what the projected flavor profiles are of these two different mashes?
Sure. Let me pull that up real quick. So let's start with the first one we're going to try is going to be the Wheat Spire. It says that it is sweet and creamy with a flavorful, smooth finish. Matt, you did this shit just so I'd have to read, didn't you?
Kind of.
That's funny.
And it's far from hot. There are fruity notes with the sweet Spire and unorthodox expressions of traditional favorite. So it looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a richer, deeper flavor based off of this, and it's going to be more of a sweet, smooth finish.
It's definitely got a deeper color than the Bourbon Inspired.
I do like the color on it. That's 100%.
No, the color is awesome. It is really, really a nicer, darker color. It almost looks like it is finished almost like a port finish on a rye or something like that. It's got that kind of a deep color to it. So, but it's in a glass number 1. Cheers to you, fellas.
Wait, 6 feet away. Cheers, guys.
It's really, really hard to do a 6 feet away cheers. Luckily, all of our arms are 3 foot long.
So right now it's bottled at 90 proof, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Good scotches down the whole thing. Good for you, buddy. It's a rough 10:30 for you.
Hey, if you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning, right?
It's smooth right off the bat.
It is. It's got a little bit of a hit on the tongue there at the front side. For 90 proof, that's kind of odd, but actually, I think it's pretty daggone good. It does have a little bit of a short finish. Like it doesn't go down like I feel like most of the flavor's staying right on the tip of my tongue and on the sides.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of heat that's going to go down in your stomach, but
No.
it's definitely got a good flavor to it.
Yeah, definitely an easy drinker. One that you wouldn't mind, starting the day off with,
Right.
just like we're doing. That is right
early.
there. Early. There is a lot of creaminess texture to it. I do see that. I can't see it. I can see flavors, guys. That's what kind of day we're having.
We're magical.
This guy can see questions.
But you can definitely tell. I mean, you can definitely tell the French oak taste versus the new American taste. I mean, there's a significant kind of flavor profile that goes with those two, and I can appreciate it. I think that it's such an interesting concept that they do with those stave, and I wonder, and probably one thing we're gonna have to do later is
See what this tastes like 4 months from now.
yeah. So we've
just
we've
kinda
already
let it set off.
opened it. We've already oxidized it a little bit. So let's let it breathe for a couple of months and let's see what happens to it from there. Because from what you told me about this, is that they do age a little bit with the stave in there, correct? Or the flavor profile kind of changes a little bit, adapts to.
Yeah, it would have to, absolutely. Just based on the fact that that's what it's there for. I think, honestly, if the longer it would sit on the shelf, even in some capacity, I would think that it would change the flavor profile a little bit.
I would be curious to kind of test that out and see, like maybe if we had one from this year, one from 12 months ago, and then one 12 months down the road, kind of test that every gap or so. I think that'd be interesting.
Right.
It's good. It's a good 90 proof drinker. Don't need any water with it.
No, definitely no water or ice on this one. This is just the way it should be.
Yeah, it's definitely neat.
The nose is still just a little odd to me. I can't.
Well, it's like a heavy weeded nose that you get out of there. So if you ever take a whiff of like a weeded bourbon, right? Take your bottle of Weller, for example. That's a weeded bourbon. If you kind of take those two noses and compare them to each other, that's that smell that you're gonna get.
Gotcha.
And so
I thought because I don't necessarily get the same smell that I get off a normal weeder.
well, because it's mixed with that
French
French oak,
oak,
so you
yeah.
have a weeded French oak kind of smell to it, which is kind of where that comes with. That's where the unorthodox expression comes from.
Yeah.
Is you have that weeded nose with almost like a sweetness, like a sweet wheat.
Sweet wheat.
But that's what that really smells like. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have called this with this type of process aging in the bottle. So I really am looking forward to see when it.
Not to be confused with genie in a bottle,
Not at all.
Only if you sing it.
but if you rub it the right way.
But
The stave will come out.
but I'm wondering if it's going to just change the flavor profile or if it's going to adjust the way that it actually.
Well, the Spire itself is toasted, so I've
Yeah.
got to believe the longer it sits in there, the more it's going to give it more of either a toasty or a caramely flavor.
Yeah, I can't imagine it changing that drastically of what we're already tasting, but I feel like it might enhance it a little bit more.
They sell those little Spires like on Amazon and things like that you can drop in a bottle of bourbon, and it's supposed to enhance the flavor.
So have you seen these bottles? This is before I got it. I think I've seen it in the store one time, and maybe when we were in Newport, they may have had some there at that Party Mart or one right there next to New River.
Party Source, yeah.
Yeah, Party Source. Was there? I mean, have you seen this in the stores locally here in Louisville?
I I think there were a couple stores that had it, actually.
I don't recall seeing it in the stores.
No, I think...
But I know Kevin House had a few bottles, and I kind of hung with him one time. We talked about them and things like that. Well, we met up for a couple things, and we talked, and I'd seen the bottles that way.
Yeah, I think some of the bigger chain stores do have it in stock.
So, I mean, if you had to kind of put this up against someone else, what would you say that this was comparable to that someone else may know?
I mean, I would honestly say this French oak has a lot of similarities to your regular Angels. I feel that the finishes are pretty similar. Now, obviously the weeded nose on there is going to be a little bit different, but that richness, the creaminess, kind of the same palate textures are going to be the same on there. It would almost need to be, I don't know, some kind of weeded finished bourbon. Can't think of any off the top of my head, guys. But that would really be what it's like.
So
to me, it was a little like Basil Hayden. That's it, I don't know why. That's what it felt a little bit like.
Yeah,
I would love to try this at barrel proof. I would say that's just one thing that I really do appreciate. Now, obviously, the lower proof, you get a lot more of a flavor bomb out of it, so you do appreciate those more subtle flavors. But I would be curious just for myself to see.
I'm also
what it's
kind of
like.
curious where they start at. Like, well, what is their barrel strength?
What's their mash? What's their barrel strength? I think those are great questions, and
so we'll follow up with them, and we can always add that later on. So it looks like here locally in Kentucky, they do sell it. Happy Liquors has it on Beulah Church Road. Beverage World on Fagenbush.
It's Fegenbush.
Fincastle Wine and Liquors on Murphy Lane. Our Place Liquors. Clifton First Liquor Fintech.
stop reading. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. Reading is hard.
But it's I'm not sure what the price point of this is in the stores, but it's certainly something that if somebody decided to pick up, it's something that a wide variety of people I think could potentially enjoy. Sure. It's not going to be the harshness of 113 proof.
Yeah.
But that initial burn of like a Stag Junior or something like that. But it's definitely going to give you something that a lot of people could enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, looking online, it looks like it's around $44 a bottle. That's shipped to your door. Now, the only thing is they only ship to a few different states. Indiana and Kentucky are not ones that you can
I think
get
now
it.
you can.
You might be able to. Yeah, there might be a new law.
I'm pretty sure now you can.
So
isn't that funny how it just magically changes just like that?
We want you to be able to get whatever you want.
Whenever you want, from your house, on your couch, at any time.
Yeah. We should call these episodes the COVID-19 specials. So overall, pleasantly surprised. I was worried, that they might be a little young when we got these bottles, but I think so far the Fired French Oak was pretty good.
It still does taste a little young. I mean, that's where that heavy wheated, the fruitiness note comes from. I do think it is a younger one, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with it being young. But that's why I wanted to oxidize for maybe another 4 to 6 months and then try it again in a year and see what happens.
So the second one is supposed to be the American Oak Bourbon Spire.
It is not supposed to be.
Sorry. And it's supposed to be sweet and fruity as well, and hints of honey, it says. So
hints of honey.
That's what it says. So we're gonna try this and see what we think, and go from there.
It's definitely got a good nose. Light. Yeah. It's light. It's not got a lot of nose burn or anything like that.
It's kind of a summer whiskey smell, something you would drink in the summer.
Sit out by the pool, maybe.
Yeah, sit out by the pool, or you could probably use this. I don't know. I'm getting ready to taste it, and we'll see if it's you might be able to something you might want to mix with too.
I don't know. I actually like this one a little bit better than the first one that we tried.
Yeah, why is that?
To me, it's a little lighter. It's a little smoother. It's got a little bit more of finish. The finish is a little longer. Gives you a little bit more flavor for a little bit longer. But overall, I think I like this one a little bit better.
I like this one, but you're correct. The finish is longer. It does go a little bit further down in the palate. I just don't know that I'm getting the same flavor profile. So I don't get.
I think it's a
anything.
lighter flavor profile. I think we drank a very flavorful, heavy bourbon in comparison to what we just tried. So it's nice. It just at the moment, there's just not a whole lot of complexity to it, which is good. I mean, it's just a nice, like Toby said, it's a nice, easy drinker.
No, absolutely. I think that this is something you could definitely, like I said, sit by the pool, have a sip, put something with it. I bet this would be amazing with some good quality ginger beer. If you're a mixer guy,
Ginger beer.
Yeah, I don't like regular ginger ale. I'm a ginger beer guy. I like it. I like a little hotter and spicier.
Again, I'm kind of curious on what this would taste like and smell like after we opened it 4 or 5 months from now. I think that's something that this could be kind of the allure of this would be. It's definitely going to change in flavor over time. So you open it up, you have it sitting on your shelf, you try it today. A month from now, it's going to taste a little bit different. Maybe 3 or 4 months from there, before you finish the bottle, it's going to give you a little bit different flavor profile.
Yeah, to probably get a little. You'll definitely get some more caramely notes. I think maybe
Out of the second one.
Out of all of them, I mean, either one of them. But like this one, I've got a light caramel taste to it, or maybe it's a brown sugar. But I'm not getting any fruit out of this one, so that's the one thing. Like the other one, I did get some fruit, almost like a cherry or apricot type taste. But this one, I'm not getting the fruit on it at all.
No, I do get the honey on the back end.
Yeah.
I see that for sure, and I feel like that honey note and those similar profiles will actually elaborate over time. I think those will start to come out more than anything else.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a solid little pour here. Like I said, I'm super surprised and impressed at exactly how good this product is.
Could fix you a hot toddy with this and cure any ailment.
Mm-hmm. A little bit extra honey, a little bit of lemon.
Oh,
Yep, make it. We all need those right now, right? Isn't that what they said? Gotta keep
bourbon cures all.
Yeah, one of my favorite memes of this whole thing is the bourbon meme where they're like, COVID-19 can't touch Kentucky.
Yeah, right.
Unfortunately, that's not true. So what do you?
So again, is that one also around $40-$50 a bottle?
Yeah, everything they have is right around $44 a bottle. It looks like, and that's shipped to Ohio. Like I said, Indiana's not on the list. Kentucky, it looks like there's distribution already, but it looks like you can actually buy it in Louisville. So if you want to go to the local store and pick one up, I would tell you to go ahead and go do it. I mean, at that price point, $44, it's a good solid pour. I think you'll enjoy it. Like I said, I think you could use it as a mixer, as a direct drinker. It would be a really, really nice. It's really, I think it would be a great starter. Like if you're somebody that's trying to work your way up to a higher level proof, like for the day, like, hey, I don't think most people that drink bourbon, maybe I'm wrong, dive right into 120 proof or 125 proof stuff.
Probably today they will.
Well, they will today probably, but I'm just saying in general, most people don't jump right into that type of heat level. They usually start with something in that 90 to 100 proof range just to kind of kick things off, so that way it doesn't shock their palate completely. And I think this would be perfect to do that with.
Now they do offer some other products that are similar to these, where they have the different staves and different products. I'm not sure. We haven't tasted those as well, so it would be new to us. But people can definitely see what else they have. I know they have a rye out there. There's some other different flavor profiles. Did you mix those two?
I did actually. I mixed them together. Well, you try it last.
Well, no, he didn't want to try because he didn't want your germs.
So he tries it last.
I'm not trying after both of you guys. My wife has got me on lockdown.
Oh, please, if anything,
so
we should be worried
there's
about
Bourbon and Spire, and then there is the Rye and Spire.
Oh, I bet that rye's probably got some great spice flavors to it.
There's a Wheat and Spire, which is the one we had as well. There is a Bourbon Prairie Rye.
Hey.
I have no idea what that is, but now my curiosity has just jumped through the roof.
And after this, we're going to go to the liquor store before we can't anymore. So
I hope that doesn't end up being the case.
Round Prairie and
Could you
Rye.
imagine they shut down the liquor stores? You can only get stuff delivery.
I mean, that's really not the worst thing.
Ooh, wait a minute.
that could
Now,
happen.
now here, Matt, this one's right up your alley because I know how you love your coffee, but there's a coffee and there's a bourbon and brew one. So the actual Spire, it looks like, is aged with craft roasted coffee beans.
Actually, I would, yeah.
It's sweet, delicate, dark with chocolate coffee finish.
Yeah, we can try that. Absolutely.
There's the bourbon vine, so this one looks like it's been cured with
So it seems like they do a lot of different expressions.
Cabernet steeped oak finish Spire.
So I guess this is just me not knowing enough about their brand, but I wonder, so is the base whiskey the same for all of these, and the staves are what
It looks like the bourbon ones are. The rye ones are a different
Well,
mash build.
obviously.
And then they have one also that's a rye and rum. So the stave is done in rum. And then they've got a Scottish ale one,
beer one? That'd
which
be
is
good.
malted oak. And that's a malted oak whiskey. Oh, they even have an IPA one.
in the rye. Put the IPA in the rye.
It doesn't say it's
I hope so.
raw soaked hopped oak IPA. They're using Dadgum IPA. I don't know. I've never even heard of Raw and Sun Brewing
I bet that's a
Company.
local brewery.
It probably
in
is in Texas. Yeah, I would assume so. But that's pretty much all their expressions. But they've got a lot of different neat things. So I mean, heck, people go out, find it. Total Wine has it. It says in Texas, but that's only on a few of their bottles. So those might be the ones that are the Texas specific ones.
I don't know. That coffee expression would be pretty neat to try.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah. And if anybody out there is listening that actually has tried those things, let us know. Send us a note on Facebook.
Yeah, tell us what you think of them.
Yep. Hey, Kevin House, if you're listening, maybe you've tried a couple of these other bottles that we haven't. I know that you had some. Let us know what you think.
What I'd like to do too is potentially have these guys on, like you mentioned earlier, see if they'd like to come on the podcast and talk about some of these things, because they're going to know those answers about whether it's the base whiskey or whatever, because I think it's really unique what they're doing, and it's definitely different than you just going in buying a bottle of Evan Williams or something like that. It is what it is. So I'm kind of curious on trying some of those other expressions.
Oh, sorry, I was taking a sip of that. I said I wasn't going to.
He just no, it mix them with those two mixed together. I actually liked it very well.
I kind of liked it too, actually.
Yeah. No. It's I would have never guessed to do that. Look at Matt. Matt's like a master finisher now. And all of a sudden, our blender.
Just bored. Sorry. Had a lot of time at home to think.
So.
But I want to say another special thank you to Brad Netherly from Oak and Eden Finished Whiskey for providing these bottles for us to try.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, Brad, thanks so much. We greatly appreciate it. It looks like they're based out of Lewiston, or maybe that's at least where it's bottled at, Lewiston, Texas, or Louisville, Texas. It says bottled by Sanctified Spirits, so that might be their father company or sister company, their LLC or something. But overall, greatly impressed with what we've got here. It's a good, solid product. I will tell you too, the other thing, I kind of appreciate the bottle design itself. Like I said, it's a kind of a mixture between, like what you all said, the Angel's Envy and the Bullet Bourbon, but also I like anything that's carved or that has a little bit something extra on it. They've got like a little hand that's upside down on the back of the bottle, almost like you're getting a low five. And then it's just overall, it's just a good, solid design. I really appreciate what they've done here.
Well, thanks again. But so, Scott, what are you and Matt going to do the rest of the day today? Going to get anything? Trying to get into any of these?
Well, I
other
brought
bottles?
us a treat over, so
Yeah, he did bring us a tree.
kind of
Yeah.
hoping we would.
We can, we'll dip into that and we'll talk about it offline. We want to make sure this one's actually all about Oak and Eden.
Yep.
Since they were cool enough to do that. But we'll definitely hop offline here in a few minutes and we'll give that one a try, and we'll talk more about that one at a later date. It's oddly enough that the bottle you brought is something we were talking about last night when we were trying out some technology. So
It's like I knew.
it's like you were like listening in and didn't tell us that you were listening in.
I think he was doing that.
He probably could have been. Tricky dude.
We'll never know now.
We won't ever know.
All right. Do you want to give some information about how they can contact Oak and Eden, and
Absolutely.
then how they can contact us?
Well, I thought you had it pulled up. I thought you were handling
I
that
did
part.
not.
So,
I'm lazy.
obviously.
Slacker.
That and you bastards want me to read again.
It's way too much fun.
It's more fun to listen to.
Absolutely. So it looks like Oak and Eden, if you want to reach them, you can hit them up at oakandeden.com. That's OAKANDEDEN.com. You can check out all their stories. It looks like a little bit of their craft history, things to that nature. It's got a location finder, so it'll tell you where you can find their bottles locally. And it's kind of a neat story overall. You know, in the beginning, they kind of did a mixture of different things, and they've decided to add some flavor profiles. It looks like they're, we should have asked about pronunciations. You got Brad Nethery, which is one of the co-founders, but the other two co-founders looks like they're brothers or maybe father and son, Joe Gildenzopf and Jamie Gildenzopf. Hopefully
You did that much better than I would.
I hope I didn't murder that. Well, you know, when I was an announcer for all those years, I did see a lot of different names and was able to sometimes recognize things that are a little bit different or outside the box there. But, you know, their story's pretty cool. You know, go check it out, oakandeden.com. Sanctified Craft Spirits is definitely where they started at. You can contact them at their media inquiries. Brad at oakandeden.com if you want to get in touch with them directly. And that should be pretty much it. You can also, I'm sure, check them out on Facebook, Oak and Eden on Facebook. And then I don't know if they have a Twitter or any kind of Instagram. I didn't see that linked on the website.
I did not either. So, but overall, I just, again, thank you for letting us do this, try these. Very good. I'm really interested in trying some of the other, especially the rye and the coffee.
Coffee for
Rye
sure.
and coffee for sure.
Coffee
yeah.
for sure.
We're going to have to go look for that in the store and see if we can't find it here locally.
And we'll be in touch with them to be able to, maybe they'll be on a future episode of the podcast. We're going to post some pictures of these bottles that were talked about and then some of the flavor profiles and things like that on the Facebook page. But reach out to them if you have any questions. Also, if you find it in the store, pick it up.
Absolutely. I think it'd be well worth your time spent and money spent. It's a good solid pour. Bottles are good looking. They'll sit on the shelf. They're kind of taller, so they'll kind of put on the back side of your shelf, and you'll still be able to see the stuff in front of it. So good solid design overall, man. Super impressed. Thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. Anything? What else did you want to talk? Did you want to talk a little bit about the March Madness promotion we got going on?
March Madness. Yeah, I mean, right now, this episode's going to air on Sunday, the 22nd. So this is the day that the round 5 is round 4
yep.
is going to go up. The Elite 8. We have a few different bourbons that are some definitely some long shots that have made the Elite 8.
Somehow.
Go check that out. Vote. Make sure that if you want to be entered into the prize basket, which we got some great things to be able to give away there. But other than that, I think that as long as you're out there and look at it up.
The round of 8. You want to go over them real quick?
You can go ahead.
All right. Four Roses limited edition small batch is the 4 seed going
tasty.
Going up against the Four Roses single barrel, which is the 15 seed. So you got two really, really good solid products there. I know Matt was a anti-single barrel for this thing, but for me, I thought Four Roses single barrel is such a popular product that we had to add it. And it looks like I was right because the 15 seed is versus the 4 seed right now. Oh, look at Matt. He's so upset. Matt's a little butthurt.
Not upset, just disappointed.
And then it looks like the East region, we've got Weller 12, which is the 9 seed, versus Pappy 15, which is the 3 seed. And then over in the Midwest, we have Weller Foolproof versus my party favorite, the George T. Stagg at the 3 seed.
It's Gorgie.
Gorgie, that's right.
Gorgie T. Stagg.
That's right. I forgot about Gorgie T. Stagg. Good old Toby, spelling Pofals. He can read, though. Old Forester Birthday Bourbon is the 4 seed in the South region versus Old 55.
How did that make it this far?
Well, I've got a theory behind that, but listen, we're just going to let things happen and see what happens. But Old 55 has been a supporter. We were supposed to go up, next weekend to go visit with those gentlemen, and Jason Fruits and his whole group up there are doing some amazing things. And
They really are.
I think there might be some tomfoolery on their behalf. I think they've got their entire fan base out there voting for them.
Good for them.
Absolutely.
That's what they need to be doing.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. Pull up the Cinderella slipper and, let's roll this bad boy out,
Be the George Mason of the tournament.
That's right. So, I appreciate Jason and them, and I've actually seen him share it on his Facebook page, go vote, So I'm super excited to see what happens. If they upset Old Forester Birthday Bourbon as well, I'll be greatly surprised. But hey, they've already pulled off a couple of massive upsets in this tournament.
I would say so.
I wouldn't mind seeing them go ahead and move on, just because. I mean, them and that other 15 seed, the other regular standard Four Roses single barrel.
Right.
I think that'd be awesome.
So, well, all right. Hey, you guys, I greatly appreciate y'all coming over and keeping the 6 foot distance. We're going to sample a couple of more bottles and kind of talk about those offline. If you want to reach us, you can reach us at www.bourbonbarreltalk.com. You can also find us on Facebook. Really, really reach out to us. As a matter of fact, while I'm talking about that, hey, I want to really, really thank, we've got some listeners in the United Kingdom, Canada, and Spain. Hey, thanks for taking time out of your day to enjoy what we're talking about here in the States. We're super excited. I know I've got a couple of friends that are in Colombia, but they're showing up as U.S. citizens, I think, because of where they're from originally, as far as bringing in the podcast. But I love the fact that we are now worldwide. I mean, in some capacity, we're already in Europe and Canada, and I'm super excited about that. So keep listening and share our product with other people, and hopefully we can bring more people in. And we're enjoying what we're doing, and I think it's been a lot of fun so far. Anything for you guys to cover up at the end? This is Scott Minton, Matt Jasnoff, Toby Hatfield. You all want to say hello?
Sup.
What's up, man?
Signing off, Bourbon Barrel Talk.